Did China just dodge a bullet? Our next guest says the country's leader might have just prevented a coup. Gordon Chang is the author of Nuclear Showdown and a columnist for the Daily Beast. He joins us now. Gordon, great to have you back on.
Thank you so much.
So you write in your latest column on the Daily Beast that the president of China managed to prevent a coup in the country, noting that it would have been bad if there was, but worse if there wasn't.
Yes, we had a senior official on the sidelines of the 19th Communist Party National Congress say that Xi Jinping actually foiled a coup. Now, I don't think that there was a coup recently, but this is a very bad sign. And the reason is that, Xi Jinping is upping the cost of losing political struggles. In the Maoist era, if you lost a political struggle, you often lost your life. Deng Xiaoping, his successor, his genius was to reduce the cost so that people wouldn't struggle to the end and tear the Communist Party apart. What Xi Jinping is doing is reversing that process. And what he's doing is he's characterizing his political adversaries as traitors to the state. And that is something we have not heard in a long time. And indeed, we could see China tearing itself apart as the political struggles become more intense. And that's why I'm concerned about political stability. Maybe not this month, but there will be struggles down the road. And I think that they'll be more vicious than we have seen over the last couple decades.
So with Gordon, with the Communist Party Congress underway, an event that happens every 5 years, President Xi Jinping expected to get a second 5-year term come Wednesday. So are you signaling that we could see a lot of change happen here?
Yes, well, Xi Jinping has been trying to grab control. And when he grabs control, he's also grabbing responsibility. Now, that's great if things are going well for China, because then he gets the praise. But obviously, there's some real problems down the road, especially with the economy, with the rapid buildup of debt, slowing down of growth. And so he could very well be blamed by his adversaries. A lot of people, I think, who have been disadvantaged by Xi Jinping are not really willing to stand up and oppose him. But if they see an opportunity, I think that they will. As we saw in March of last year, when there were all of those instances really of defiance of Xi Jinping. So in the future, I think that what we're going to witness is real disruptions in the Chinese political system, things that we can't comprehend.
Well, news also coming out that China is defending its growing trade relations with North Korea as permitted by UN Security Council sanctions that they say should avoid hurting humanitarian needs. Is pressure from the US not working on China then, or is it working? How do you see this, Gordon?
Well, it is working to some extent. We saw, for instance, at the end of last month, Xi Jinping saying that he had ordered the central bank to cut some banking relationships with North Korea, although the foreign ministry the day after that basically said, no, that's not exactly what's going on. But nonetheless, we see China reducing in some respects its trade with North Korea. The real issue, though, is President Trump has a September 21 executive order, which basically says, you either do business with the United States or you do business with North Korea, but not both at the same time. And obviously, that is going to have an effect on U.S. relations with Beijing. When Treasury Department gets around to actually enforcing these, I think that we can see real problems in the trading relationship between the U.S. and North Korea. Because basically in Washington right now, they're judging, they don't have a China policy anymore. They've got policies which affect China, but they really only have a North Korea policy. And in the United States right now, there is this sense that, we cannot prevent the North Koreans from getting the capability of nuking the American homeland. And if China is not helping, then relations with Beijing are going to be severely disrupted.
Well, you've also been very vocal about China's dealings with North Korea, saying China is weaponizing the country. Is this going to end anytime soon?
Well, I certainly hope so. And I hope that it's actually ended already, but I'm not sure. China has supplied the mobile missile launchers for North Korea's intercontinental ballistic missiles, the ones that it tested on July 4th and July 28th. China has probably supplied the technology for North Korea's most advanced missiles, more advanced than they launched in July. These are the missiles that North Korea tested on August 24th of last year, February 12th, and May 21st. They're solid fuel missiles. They look like they're variants of China's JL-1 submarine launch missile. And on April 15th this year, we saw the North Koreans parade a large canister through the center of Pyongyang. that looks to be Chinese in origin. Looks like it carries China's DF-41 missile, which has a range of at least 8,700 miles, which means it can hit the entire American homeland. So the United States needs to ask Beijing some pointed questions, and not only in private, but also in public, because the answer to that question about whether China has been supplying all of this equipment and technology, once we get the answer to that, then we can fashion an effective North Korea policy. So this needs to be a matter of public discussion about what the Chinese military has been doing to supplying the North Koreans.
And one will be following closely. Gordon Chang, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching. We'll be back tomorrow.